Today, I will tell you about the liver. Before starting the lecture, let me outline the topics we will cover today. You can see them listed here. In most of my lectures, I start by sharing some basic facts. So, in this lecture, I will first tell you some facts about the liver. After that, I will discuss the position of the liver, that is, its location. Next, I will talk about the shape of the liver, followed by its size and color. Then we will study its anatomy, blood supply, venous supply, and nervous supply. After covering all these aspects, I will explain the functions of the liver. Let's start. First of all, I will tell you about some facts related to the liver. I would like to tell you that the largest organ of our body is the skin, while the largest gland is the liver. Glands and organs are different things. Now I will tell you what a gland is. Here I have written the definition. A gland is an organ in our body that produces chemical substances, which we call hormones. These substances are then released into the body where they perform various functions. Glands are of two types, exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine glands are those that send their secretions, hormones, or chemical substances through a duct to the target organ. Endocrine glands, on the other hand, release their secretions directly into the bloodstream, which then carries them to the target organ. The liver is unique in that it functions both as an exocrine and an endocrine gland. Now let's discuss its weight. The second fact is that the liver accounts for about 2% of our total body weight. For example, if a person weighs 100 kilograms, the liver would weigh approximately 2 kg. Now let's talk about the functions of the liver. It performs more than 500 functions in our body. This gives you an idea of how important the liver is. So take good care of it, my viewers. Of course, I cannot cover all 500 functions in this video, but I will discuss some of the main ones. Now, let's discuss the liver's position in the body. As I mentioned earlier, the largest organ in our body is the skin, while the liver is the second largest organ. Let me show you its position. Here you can see a diagram of the human body. This is the liver, colored in red. This is the left side of the body, and this is the right side with the center of the body in the middle. It is clear that the liver is on the right side. The diaphragm, a muscle in our body, separates the chest from the abdomen. The upper part of this is called the chest, while the lower part is the abdomen. The liver is located in the upper right side of the abdomen, just below the diaphragm. Now let's discuss the shape of the liver. It has a wedge shape. What is a wedge? A wedge is an object that has one thin side and one thick side. Like this piece of wood I have here. You can see that one side of the liver is thin and the other side is thick, which is why we call it wedge shaped. If we talk about its color, the liver is reddish brown as seen in this picture. Now let's come to the weight. In males, the liver weighs between 1.4 and 1.8 kilograms, while in females, it weighs between 1.2 and 1.4 kilograms. In a newborn baby, it weighs around 150 grams. Next, let's move on to the anatomy of the liver. You can see the liver here in the diagram. The falciform ligament is visible in the middle, which divides the liver into two lobes, the left lobe and the right lobe. If you look at the back, you can see the aorta, and from the aorta, some blood vessels branch out. One of these is the hepatic artery, which supplies blood to the liver. Below the right lobe, you can see a small organ called the gallbladder. Bile juice is produced here. This bile juice helps in digestion. If you want to know more about the digestive system and bile juice, I have created a detailed lecture on the digestive system. You can watch my lecture on the digestive system. From the gallbladder, bile flows through a duct called the common bile duct, while the hepatic duct also plays a role in this system. This covers the basic anatomy of the liver. Now, let's discuss the blood supply. The liver receives blood from the hepatic artery and the portal vein. In terms of venous supply, the liver has three hepatic veins: the left hepatic vein, the right hepatic vein, and the middle hepatic vein. Next, let's discuss the nervous supply of the liver. The sympathetic supply comes from the celiac plexus, and the parasympathetic supply comes from the hepatic branch of the anterior vagal trunk. So, this is the blood supply, venous supply, and nervous supply of the liver. Finally, let's discuss the functions of the liver. As I mentioned earlier, the liver has more than 500 functions, but I will focus on the major ones. The first major function is the production of bile juice, which aids in digestion. The second main function is to store glycogen. Whatever we eat is stored in the form of glycogen in our body, either in the muscles or in the liver. The liver stores glycogen so that if we are not eating or if we are fasting, our body can take glycogen from the liver, convert it into glucose, and provide energy. The liver also synthesizes proteins and lipids. Another important function is detoxification. The liver detoxifies toxins such as drugs and alcohol, which are harmful substances that produce toxins in our body. The liver neutralizes these toxins and removes them. The liver also stores vitamins A, D, E, K, and B12. All these vitamins are stored in the liver. A major and unique function of the liver is its regeneration power. This is the only organ in our body that can regenerate itself. If we cut a portion of the liver and donate it, the remaining part will regenerate into a complete liver again. Now, question of the day: what is the name of the largest gland in the human body? If you think you are genius, you can comment below.